accelerating away at pace.
We have always focused on providing great tasting meals that are meant to be shared without sacrificing value and quality. Our proudest moments were when we'd gather everyone around and share my abuela's tamales alongside family, friends, and coworkers.
Todo esté práctico y rápido para que la gente en cuanto llegue pues tenga su comida lista. No más es calentar.
From all of us at Del Real Foods, thank you for letting us be a part of your table.
Hi, I'm Sean Rugstad, Caldwell Banker Realty. I'm out of the Glenview, Illinois office. I left Caldwell Banker a time of transition, thinking that the grass was greener on the other side. I was gone for 2 years and I realized right away I had made a mistake. I love the culture of Caldwell Banker. It's built around the agents. That's something that I felt I was missing before. They promote success by everybody working together. Everybody can network. Everything about the company is the best.
Known for an innovative and client-centric approach, Aldridge is a sought-after team member for complex mission-critical substations. Widely recognized as one of the leading electrical infrastructure trade partners in the country, our unique approach energizes clients' projects through technology and innovation, proven execution, and lifecycle efficiencies to provide cost and schedule certainty. With more than 1,500 employees, 2,000 pieces of specialty equipment, and decades of knowledge of working on power systems across the country, our full scope expertise results in the unique ability to self-perform each scope of work. Aldridge can enter any substation project at any phase and perform with confidence. The Aldridge team produces quality results on even the most challenging projects. The services and benefits we can provide allow us to execute seamlessly. Inside or outside the substation fence, Aldridge is your partner.
Ever since I was a little kid, I've been interested in the ideas of justice and fairness and equality. That's why I became a lawyer. I have the opportunity to advance these ideals. Now more than ever in our world, it is important that we highlight these issues. It's important that we fight for these issues. And my clients know that Keating Law Offices will not just fight for them, but they will fight for these ideals.
Hi, my name is Dr. Mike Nolan.
And I'm Dr. Chad Friend.
Before we celebrated this special night, before we fell in love with our home all over again, we searched for a company to handle our entire remodel, from architecture and material selection to permits and complete construction with impeccable design. We found Heirloom.
Visit the Heirloom Design Build Center in Lincolnwood to explore your home's potential. Heirloom, architects, builders, remodelers. Your project begins at heirloom.com.
Basketball Hall of Fame. As good as he was as a Pacer, the rest of his career was average at best and arrestable at worst, pun intended. He started in Portland for the 1996-97 season, where he played the next 4 seasons. These Portland teams made the playoffs each season he was there, and even made the conference finals back-to-back years in 99 and 2000. In 2000, they took the Lakers to 7 games, losing 89-84 in the historic game that featured the iconic Kobe to Shaq alley-oop in the closing minutes of the game. By the way, Portland was up by more than 10 points in the game. It was a very successful run for Portland, a run that O'Neal had little to nothing to do with. During his time with the Trailblazers, O'Neal never averaged over 13.5 minutes per game. His most impactful season came in 1998, where he averaged 4.5 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 1 block per game. As underwhelming as O'Neal's career was when he was with Portland, it's hard to place a ton of blame on him for his struggles. In a time where selecting a high school player was still considered a taboo move, he was a teenager playing with grown men. The center and forward positions were especially stacked for Portland, in a roster that featured Arvydas Sabonis, Rasheed Wallace, Scottie Pippen, Detlef Schrempf, and Brian Grant. Unless they're an instant generational talent, it's extremely hard for a young prospect to get playing time for an NBA team contending for a title. You even see this in today's NBA, with the Golden State Warriors still trying to figure out how to fit their younger prospects into the rotation. Hard to hold Jermaine's first 4 seasons against him. After the Pacers went into a mini rebuild parting ways with veterans Mark Jackson, Rick Smits, Chris Mullin, and head coach Larry Bird, they traded for O'Neal in 2000. He was put into their starting unit and instantly made huge strides, posting career highs in every major statistical category other than field goal percentage, which makes sense because he went from taking 3 to 4 shots per game to 10 plus. He would average 12.8 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 2.8 blocks for the 2000-2001 season. His next 6 seasons would be what defined his stardom, as he would team up with future Hall of Famer Reggie Miller and future Defensive Player of the Year Ron Artest. But with an aging Reggie Miller and the unpredictable personality that was Ron Artest, O'Neal ultimately became the best player and most valuable player for the Pacers during this time. He averaged 20.4 points, 9.9 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and 2.4 blocks per game, shooting 45.9% from the field between 2001 to 2007. He also had 39.3 win shares, 25.7 defensive, 13.6 offensive, a plus-minus of 1.7, 1.0 defensive, and 0.8 offensive, and a player efficiency rating of 20.3 in those seasons. To put these stats in context, one player who puts up similar numbers to O'Neal in today's game is Domantas Sabonis. While a much better passer than O'Neal ever was, and not quite the defender, Sabonis has 43.5 win shares, 25.8 offensive and 17.7 defensive, a plus-minus of 2.3, 1.3 offensive and 0.9 defensive, and a player efficiency rating of 19.3. Sabonis just recently finished his 7th season. O'Neal's success on the court translated to the success of the team. The Pacers would win 312 games to 262 games lost and make the playoffs 5 out of 6 possible seasons from 2001 to 2002 to 2006 and 07. His play would get him into 6 straight All-Star games, the 2001 to 2002 Most Improved Player Award, and 3 All-NBA teams. His best season was in 2003 to 2004, where he averaged 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 2.6 blocks. He started 78 games that season, made second-team All-NBA, and finished 3rd in MVP voting. The Pacers would go 61-21 that year and make it to the conference finals, where they lost in 6 games to the 2004 NBA champion Detroit Pistons. By 2004, O'Neal was certainly in the conversation with best big men in the league. At that time, that conversation included players like Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and Dirk Nowitzki, 4 players with Hall of Fame resumes, if they're not in already. But it would be the 2004-05 season that would define O'Neal's career, and not in the way anyone would have hoped. The Pacers started off the season hot with a 7-2 start, which would have projected them to finish the season 64-18, 3 wins better than the last season of 61-21. Then, in a game against the Pistons on November 19, 2004, it all came to a crashing halt. The Pacers had a commanding 97-82 lead over their division rival in the closing minute of the road game in Detroit. After a hard foul at the rim on Ben Wallace by Ron Artest, an enraged Wallace came after Artest. Wallace had to be held back by teammates and security for multiple minutes, while Artest was moved by the scoring table, where he started to lay down. As Artest lay down on the scoring table, a fan threw a drink at him, which instigated a brawl that caused Artest and teammate Steven Jackson to run into the stands and throw punches at the fan. This incident was ultimately dubbed Malice at the Palace, a notorious brawl that transcended basketball and changed the landscape of the NBA forever. As some fans eventually started to run onto the court, O'Neal punched a man in the jaw who was running at him. He was subsequently charged with assault and battery for his role in the incident and was sentenced to a year of community service. He was initially suspended 25 games for the incident, but an appeal knocked that down to 15 games. Though O'Neal had a limited/non-instigatory role in the Malice at the Palace, it certainly left a black eye on his legacy as an NBA player, not something that bodes well for a Hall of Fame case. Once O'Neal got back from a suspension in December of 2004, he was never really the same player. On top of the suspension, he had to miss multiple games during that season with a lingering shoulder injury. He finished that season with 44 games played, and the Pacers finished with a 44-38 record. After beating the Celtics in the first round, they were ironically bounced in the semifinals by the Pistons. While O'Neal was able to make the All-Star team for 3 straight seasons following the Malice at the Palace, his play and ability to stay on the floor started to seriously decline. In his final full season with Indiana in 2007-08, he played in 42 games, starting in 34 of them. He averaged 13.6 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 2.1 blocks in just 28.7 minutes per game, all sizable drops for the numbers he put up in his prime. 2007-08 was the first season he would make the All-Star team since 2000-2001, and he wouldn't make any more of them for the rest of his career. He was traded to the Raptors in the offseason 2008. By the 2008 All-Star break, O'Neal had missed nearly a quarter of the season and had lost his starting spot to up-and-coming center Andre Bargnani. He would be traded to the Heat later that season and would finish his 41 games in Toronto, averaging 13.5 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks. His 2009-10 season in Miami would be his last decent season in terms of his health and productivity. He would play 70 games, averaging 13.6 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 1.4 blocks while playing 28.4 minutes per game. A variety of injuries would further plague him for the rest of his career after that season. He played with the Celtics, Suns, and Warriors up until his final season in 2013-14. From 2010 to 2014, he would play 148 games, 51 games started, posting averages of 7.1 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks. For the second half of his career, you could argue O'Neal was nothing more than a role player. Despite the late bloom and sour ending of his career, how did O'Neal compare to the other big man superstars of his generation during his prime? Remember, the Hall of Fame is voted by the sports writers. From 2001 to 2007, the top-tier power forwards and centers were Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, and Dirk Nowitzki. Here's how O'Neal's stats match up against theirs, as you see the graphic here. From 2002 to 2007, Jermaine O'Neal shot almost 46% from the field, three-point percentage not great at 18.4, and 20.4 points per game, among other notable statistics. Dirk Nowitzki, much better, 24.6 points, 2-point percentage of 49.6, efficient field goal percentage of 51.3. Kevin Garnett, more in points per game, 2-point percentage is better at 50.5, efficient field goal percentage 50.1, free throw percentage much better at 80%. Tim Duncan, 2002 to 2007. Surprisingly, not that much more points per game than Jermaine O'Neal. 21.7 points, 50.8 field goal percentage, efficient field goal percentage of 50.9, total rebounds of 11.8. And Shaquille O'Neal, absolutely dominant. 24.1 points, efficient field goal percentage. This is insane. 58.4, 2.2 blocks, and a field goal percentage of 58.4. How bad was his free throw percentage? Pretty darn bad, 51.5. While each of those player stats are clearly a bit superior to O'Neal's, it's surprising to see how close he comes up to matching up with them. Shaq and Tim Duncan are top 10 players in the history of the NBA, and Dirk and KG are also considered amongst the best this league has ever seen. O'Neal is second in blocks amongst them with 2.4, just under Duncan's 2.5. The big difference between O'Neal and these four players was sustainability and team success. During this window, Shaq won 3 of his 4 NBA titles, 2 with the Lakers, 1 with the Heat. Duncan won 3 of his 5 titles. Dirk and KG would go on to win a title later in their careers. Also, O'Neal's only real case for the Hall of Fame is his 6 All-Star seasons. Shaq had an 8-year prime going into the 2001 season. Duncan won a championship in 1999, and he was able to develop himself into a championship-level contributor even when he passed his prime, making multiple All-Star, All-NBA, and All-Defensive teams when he was 35-plus years old. KG blossomed at an All-Star 5 years prior to 2001 and was an All-Star for 5 of his next 6 seasons in Boston after getting traded by Minnesota in the 2007 offseason. Dirk was just entering his prime around the same time O'Neal was and was able to extend it nearly another decade. To be fair, those 4 are some of the greatest to ever play the game. So just because O'Neal's career didn't play out the same as theirs doesn't mean he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. Some of the center/power forward Tier 2 and Tier 3 stars during that time were Ben Wallace, Chris Webber, and Elton Brand. Here's how O'Neal's numbers measure against them. Jermaine O'Neal, once again, 20.4 points per game, efficient field percentage. This is where it kind of hurts him. It's only at 46%, so he wasn't that efficient of a player. Blocks, excellent, 2.4, and then fouls per game, 3.5. For Elton Brand, 20.4 points per game, efficient field goal percentage. It's better than Jermaine O'Neal, 51.5. Free throw percentage, it's still better, 75.2, whereas Jermaine O'Neal was 73.5. How about Chris Webber? Actually, Chris averaged less points per game than Jermaine O'Neal, 19.6. Player fouls, 3. Free throw percentage, 71. Total rebounds, 9.3. So Jermaine O'Neal actually had more rebounds than Chris Webber. For Ben Wallace, not a great offensive player by any stretch of the imagination. Only 7.9 points per game. But here's what hurts Jermaine O'Neal again. 47 efficient field goal percentage, just 46 for Jermaine. Ben Wallace stands out because he had little to no offensive game. He was, however, one of the most prominent centers in the league during that time frame. He was maybe the best defensive center in the league, making every all-defensive team during that stretch with 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards. He also made 5 All-NBA teams and was recently inducted into the Hall of Fame. The more apt comparisons to O'Neal would be Chris Webber and Elton Brand. All 3 have similar stats during this time. 2010 players who thrived in the post, pick and roll and mid-range. Webber, who's now a Hall of Famer, had the better career of the 3. Like O'Neal, he struggled to find his place early in his career, bouncing from the Warriors to the Bullets/Wizards before ultimately landing with the Kings. But despite this situation, Webber still managed to put up all-star level numbers. From 1993 to 2001, he averaged 21.8 points, 10.2 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 1.8 blocks, and 1.5 steals, shooting 50% from the field. He was also a couple questionable calls away from making the finals. Elton Brand, who's not in the Hall of Fame, has the most similar career arc to O'Neal. He basically had an 8-year apex from his rookie year in 1999 to 2000 to 2006 to 07. A couple games into the 2007 07-08 season, he tore his Achilles and was never quite the same player after that. He was an effective role player for the next 5 to 6 seasons, but not the star that he once was. He was in essence the same dilemma as O'Neal when it comes to making a Hall of Fame case. Was he dominant for a long enough time to justify him being inducted? After breaking his career down in full, it's time to answer the big question: does Jermaine O'Neal belong in the Basketball Hall of Fame? To answer a question with a question, would the Basketball Hall of Fame's legitimacy be in question if Jermaine O'Neal was inducted into it? The answer is no. O'Neal had a fine career, a good career, better than most NBA players, and even most athletes can say that they had. At his absolute peak, you could have made the case that he was one of the best 10 to 15 players in the world, but as good as his peak was, it lasted between 3 to 6 seasons, probably closer to 3. The rest of his career was at best a high-end role player, and at worst, injury-prone scrub. The Malice at the Palace definitely put a permanent stain on an overall good NBA career, because once again, it's voted by the sports writers, and when you have negative publicity around you, that can follow you when it comes to Hall of Fame voting. But let's be honest, it's not like it's the only thing keeping him from being a Hall of Famer. Derrick Rose had an incredible peak of his career. He was an MVP who took his team to the conference finals. Do his 3 All-Star seasons put him in the Hall of Fame? Penny Hardaway made 3 All-NBA teams and was the second best player on a team that made the NBA Finals. Does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Not to rag on O'Neal, Hardaway, and Rose's careers, they were all good players who had some great seasons that deserve to be remembered. But when you think of the Basketball Hall of Fame, you think of the absolute best. Guys like Kareem, Bill Russell, Kobe are all players you immediately think of when thinking about the Basketball Hall of Fame because of their prolonged success. Even Hall of Famers during O'Neal's era like Shaq, Dirk, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett were great because of their greatness spanned nearly 2 straight decades. Even during his peak, O'Neal was never quite on the level as those 4. Ultimately, O'Neal had a respectable career that deserves to be remembered, but he just didn't play like a Hall of Famer for long enough to be one. But what do you think? Should Jermaine O'Neal be included into the Hall of Fame consideration? Make sure to comment below and subscribe to Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Hello guys, how you doing? My name is Robert Mitten. As you can see, I'm part of the C1 team. C1 is gonna be number 1. I had a Class B CDL license for about 4 years. I just upgraded to a Class A. When it comes to experience, I have about 6 months experience. I found this company by a good friend of mine named Andy. He also helped my cousin get in named Ricardo. And we have a friend of mine named Twan. He's here with us. It's a great company to work for. It's a growing company. Also, my supervisor, Danny, he's the best. He's a real good guy, man. Hey, Danny. With all the other drivers, everybody here, we all get along. We work together as a team. That's pretty much it, guys. Just, if you're interested, apply. It's a great company to work for. The staff is perfect. C1 is going to be number 1. Hello guys, how you doing? My name is Robert Mitten. As you can see, I'm part of the C1 team. C1 is gonna be number one. I had a Class B CDL license for about 4 years. I just upgraded to a Class A. When it comes to experience, I have about 6 months experience. I found this company by a good friend of mine named Andy. He also helped my cousin get in named Ricardo. And we have a friend of mine named Twan. He's here with us. It's a great company to work for. It's a growing company. Also, my supervisor, Danny, he's the best. He's a real good guy, man. Hey, Danny. With all the other drivers, everybody here, we all get along. We work together as a team. That's pretty much it, guys. Just, you know, if you're interested, apply. It's a great company to work for. The staff is perfect. C1 is gonna be number one.
Known for an innovative and client-centric approach, Aldridge is a sought-after team member for complex mission-critical substations. Widely recognized as one of the leading electrical infrastructure trade partners in the country, our unique approach energizes clients' projects through technology and innovation, proven execution, and lifecycle efficiencies to provide cost and schedule certainty. With more than 1,500 employees, 2,000 pieces of specialty equipment, and decades of knowledge of working on power systems across the country, our full scope expertise results in the unique ability to self-perform each scope of work. Aldridge can enter any substation project at any phase and perform with confidence. The Aldridge team produces quality results on even the most challenging projects. The services and benefits we can provide allow us to execute seamlessly. Inside or outside the substation fence, Aldridge is your partner.
So one more time, we're doing a scissors, and then a quick double tap. And accelerating away at pace.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, We also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
We have always focused on providing great tasting meals that are meant to be shared without sacrificing value and quality. Our proudest moments were when we'd gather everyone around and share my abuela's tamales alongside family, friends, and coworkers.
Todo esté práctico y rápido para que la gente en cuanto llegue pues tenga su comida lista. No más es calentar.
From all of us at Del Real Foods, thank you for letting us be a part of your table.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another production of SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. My name's Kyle Smith, alongside my good friend and partner, Francisco Avila, for another production of SBS. Francisco, it's 5:55 p.m., which means it's about some time for some Midwest Premier League soccer action between Chicago City and Steel City. It's an interesting rivalry, Chicago City and Steel City. Steel City, they get their name because the area of Joliet known for steel, Chicago, the Windy City. So it's the Steel City against Windy City rivalry today.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day for soccer, light in the sky and the ball on the field, and we can't wait. Steel City versus Chicago City.
It's a big game, partner, because there's still an outside chance that either team could win the Midwest Premier League, although it looks like it's Charney Yazwu's league to win. You look at the standings. Those are brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at SBS, sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Here are the standings. There are 4 different conferences in the Midwest Premier League: Great Lakes East, Heartland, Great Lakes West, and Gateway. For the Heartland Conference, Zarni Yazwo, 16 points, but right behind them, partner, Chicago City, 4 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. Each team has had 7 matches, 14 points for Chicago. If Chicago gets the 3 points today, Francisco, they would jump Zarni Yazwo in the standings.
Dang, it's a tie game today, but anything can happen in soccer. We'll wait and see what happens.
Meanwhile, Steel City, they desperately need the win. They're on the bottom tier of the standings. They're an even team. This is kind of the epitome of 500 soccer, Francisco. For Steel City, 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses, right at that Mendoza line, right at that 500 average spot. Right behind them, Berber City, 2 wins, 2 draws, and 4 losses. They play 2 more matches than Berber City, and it's been a tough year for Rockford. Chicago dominated Rockford yesterday, 11-1, 0 wins, 2 draws, and 5 losses for Rockford FC. They're in dead last. But surprisingly, partner, Rockford has a better goal differential than Indy Boys FC. Indy Boys with a -28 goal differential, Rockford at -21. Chicago City, although they're in second place, Francisco, you could make the argument they're the best overall team in the Midwest Premier League. A 17 goal differential for Chicago City, 13 for Zarni Yazwo, and +13 for Chicago House AC. Chicago House AC with 12 points.
Goals matter, but what really matters is points, and that's what gets you at the top of the table. So they can score, but let's see if they can actually win.
27 goals for Chicago to just 10 goals against. They are tied with Chicago House AC in that regard. The best team in terms of goals against, it's Charney Yazwo at just 6 against. What's good about this Steel City team, partner, they've only given up 8 goals, but they've struggled immensely on offense for Steel City this year. Just 7 goals. That's not going to get done if you're going to win the Midwest Premier League Heartland Conference.
Yeah, of course. Defense is everything, but what matters is getting balls in the back of the net, and that's what they need to do.
So we will take a quick break, and the national anthem coming up next between Chicago City and Steel City here on SBS. The match is about to start between Steel City and Chicago City. Kyle Smith alongside Francisco Avila. Chicago City in the blue, Steel City in the black, and we'll see what happens today, partner. For Steel City to win, you assume they got to score at least 2 goals. That's something they struggle with all year. They've played 6 matches. They've only scored 7 goals, just 1 goal per match. That's a tough way to win soccer matches.
Yes, that is right. They can't score, but let's see if they can score today in a crucial game for them.
Steel City has a new head coach. It's Nigel Dillard, as the original coach is in South Africa for the rest of the year, meeting up with family and friends and relatives. Jake Lysick, the all-time points and goal scorer at that forward spot today for Steel City. Guy to watch out for. Michael Rossi's got great size for the forward position. Watch out for him on those corner kicks, headers into the back of the net. And here we go. Steel City against Chicago City here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Played at midfield, Chicago with it, and then a tap kick over to Rogalski. Rogalski sends it back to his own end as Chicago's setting it up near midfield. He was guarded that closely by Iniguez and then sent over to Rogalski. Past the midway line, now inside the 40-meter. Trying to get it in stride. Looking to get it was Bosco, and instead the goalkeeper for Steel City will take it, and Sebastian Contreras. Out to the touchline. It's played by Carlos Morales inside their own 22-meter. Bad pass, Francisco, and was almost stolen that time by Michael Rossi.
Yeah, those mistakes can be penalized. They can't do it in the back. They have to keep moving the ball forward.
Near the 40-meter, tap and go, that time by Camacho, sent over to Carlos Morales. Now back to Camacho. Left-footed boot. Inside their own 40 now as it's set near the 22-meter line. Now back to the keeper and Contreras on his right foot. Tap pass over to Bosco. Bosco inside his own 22, now near the 40. Tap, give and go. Good play. Still off the sideline. Giving it over to Lysick, avoiding the handball that time by Rogalski as he plays it on his right foot. Rogalski near the 40-meter. Camacho was there on defense, and then back over that time to Rogalski. Now played by D'Argento. D'Argento now inside their 22 is Chicago. Right-footed boot near the 40-meter as it's in between the 22 and the 40. And now to the other defender, and now to Rogalski. On the near touchline, he's guarded by Morales. Now past midfield. Slow-moving ball, good play that time by Chicago, and then stolen away by Ribbons, the co-captain on this team. Up in the air, ping-pong battle. It's won by Chicago. Past the 40-meter, switching from left to right, on his left, sending it over inside the 40, and now played that time by 18. 18, sending it back over to the 22, and then finding Rossi. At the midway line, looking at time for Rogalski. Joey Martin's playing it. Now that time played by Andrew Czech, who we saw on Thursday night in that win over FC Wichita. Here comes Chicago. Great play from behind, Francisco. That's the way to play the center back position.
That is the way to play the center back position. You have to be alert. You have to be constant, keep your eyes up, and make that slide tackle when you need to. And now it's a corner for Chicago City.
In between the 40 and the 22, sent over to the 40. Now over to the touchline, tap kick. Inside the 22, it was played that time by Schobel, and now out to midfield. Going after it was Rom Brown, as here comes Steel City. Played right now by Munoz. Munoz sending it over the time to Morales. On his right foot, sending it over to Aris Mendez. Aris Mendez on his right foot. He's guarded closely by Hu. Now over to Munoz. Right-footed boot to the touchline, back to Munoz. In between the 40-meter and the 50-meter line. Inside the 40, Steel City with good possession here, partner. Right, Munoz playing it. Out in front, left-footed boot, block. Good job getting in the way of that by Darlarge. Sent up in the air. Look at the play as Hu, and a ill-advised play that time by Rodrigo Munoz. Not a good decision there, Francisco. They had good ball possession, And they had a chance to get the ball back instead of an ill-advised foul, and it gives the ball right back to Chicago.
Yeah, Steel City tried to look for the goal, but the constant pressure in defense from Chicago City is not letting that happen. But they have to keep their heads up, and now Chicago City has the possession.
Over to the touchline, but too slow moving of that ball. Lysick sending it over to Morales. Out in front to Lysick on his left foot. Trying to steal Chicago, and they do. And it's sent over to Lynch. Lynch on his right foot. Tap pass. Past the midway line. Beautiful move that time by Rogalski. Sending it over to Rossi. Rossi inside the 22. Chip kick. Bodies flying. And it was a push-off by Chicago. Good sportsmanship that time by Jack Finnegan. And it'll be a ball for Steel City, and you hate to see it, Francisco. Injury on the pitch.
Looks like it could have been a penalty. It was great play from Chicago City, but there was a collision between the defender and the striker, and it looks like, yes, someone might be injured.
16, not named on the roster. Might be a new addition. Head coach Nigel Dillard. He's the newly added coach for this Steel City team. He's actually a defender, but Vince, the original coach, Mukwazi, is in Africa right now. Meanwhile, Bosco over to the goalkeeper and Contreras. Right-footed boot, sending it over to Morales. Morales couldn't handle it. And that one, partner, it's just so hard to handle those passes from the goalkeeper. You'd prefer your goalkeeper on goal kicks. Send it to midfield. It's a lot easier to handle those passes.
Some coaches like different goalkeepers. Some coaches like coaches who just shoot it out. Other people like sweeper keepers who shoot it out to players so they can start an attack. But sometimes it doesn't work for you, and it causes pressure from the attack to go against you.
Over that time to the goalkeeper and Jacob Rojek. You've seen Rojek a couple of times at the USL 2 level. Eders Mendez on defense. Lysick near the ball as well. Over that time to Martins. Martins playing it over to Rogalski. And now over to the 22. Tap kick that time by Andrew Czech. Sent over that time from Martins. Inside their own 40, trying to get it on stride. He does. He gives it over to Lynch. Lynch playing it on the near touchline on his left foot. Setting it up in front, partially deflected. Header out in front. Chance for Chicago, cleared by Steele. Here comes Chicago, played by Darlarge. Out in front, header by Rossi, off the post. Ball still loose, picked up that time by Morales. At the 22-meter to the touchline, right-footed boot over to Lysick, out of bounds. Lysick can't believe it. That's the right call, though, partner. In Chicago, this up-tempo offense creating so many problems for Steel City.
This is a soccer fan's like constant attack, hitting the post twice, almost a goal. And this is what Chicago City needs to do to get this win. And it looks like the player is injured, as we said before.
Yeah, his day might be done. We've already seen him before go down. Chicago City, they're giving Charney Yazwo a run for their money. Yazwo with 16 points, Chicago City with 14. We have to have a winner in the conference, and then we have the semifinals. All 4 division winners will play to see who is the 2023 Midwest Premier League champion. Shot off the crossbar. Beautiful shot that time, partner.
What a shot. He shot the post right outside the box.
Contreras. He's a good keeper, Francisco. He's a little small, though, for the position. So if you want to go top shelf on him, you can do that.
Yeah, goalkeepers should be 6 feet, but don't underestimate a goalkeeper who's short. He can do amazing saves. He can surprise you.
What's the old saying? Sometimes the smaller you are, the more athletic you are. Taller people, as much as we love, at the NBA level with Sean Bradley and Taco Fall, there's not a lot of athleticism for guys that are 7'4" and 7'6". And of course, I was going to say Nate Robinson, who was 5'11", 3-time dunk champion.
And as I say, it's not the fight in the dog; it's a dog in the fight.
Right. Out at midfield, near the 40-meter, tap kick. And then sent over near midfield, now to Morales. Trying to get away that passing lane, Rogalski. Chicago with it now, past midfield, played by Ron Brown. Ron Brown, right-footed boot, off the knee. Played that time by Lynch. Lynch with it, near the 22. Lynch trying to split the D, stolen by Steel City. Morales calls for it. Lysick calls him off, and Lysick will take it. Lysick with it. At the 40-meter, played right now by Ribbons. His kick sent forward. He's trying to find that time in Iniguez.
Yeah, that's what Steel City has to do. Try to find those crosses to the side to spread out the play. And then what you saw from Chicago City, one man trying to do it all by himself, and he can't do that. He has to give it to other players.
Over to the 40-meter. Now past midfield, looking for Lynch. Lynch on his right foot. Sent over that time to Rogalski. Rogalski past midfield, off the head. Man, that's going to hurt in the morning, partner. But that's part of being a soccer player. You got to be able to get your head in the game, and that's what happened on that play.
Oh, it looks like a slap. Might be a foul for Steel City.
Yep, called against Chicago. So both teams have committed a foul early on. If there's anything wrong with the broadcast, just go in the live chat, let us know. We are pre-recording in both 720 and 1080p. And to watch in 720, if it looks a little bit weird, there's a circular icon either at the bottom or top part of the screen, whether you're watching on a phone or tablet. Click on that circle, then click on quality, and then click on 720. And then for our on-demand version, watch it in 1080. Picked up by Jacob Rojek.
That's always smart to know. Some people forget, and it's always good to know your basics.
Well, people are like, man, your footage stinks. I'm like, are you watching it in 720, 1080, and 4K? Well, how do I know? Well, click on the circle button. Oh, okay.
Always good to be reminded.
It happens, though. I mean, that's how YouTube makes its money, because if every video was automatically encoded in 720 and 1080, the YouTube server would crash. There's just too many videos to handle that kind of bandwidth.
And that's something today that I learned something new today. That's something I didn't know.
Right. So, like, if you're ever watching a video and it looks, man, this video stinks.
Yeah.
Always click on the circle button. Obviously, if it says 280, 144, it's lower quality. And with phones especially, it's harder for a phone to pick up 720 and 1080. And so if it looks worse on a phone, that's why YouTube can only encode it as a default, and then if you click on the quality button, then you can watch it in 720 or 1080. Meanwhile, played by Rogalski. How tough is it to guard a guy like Rossi, Francisco, a guy who's over 6'3" tall?
It is so hard. There's tall strikers, and it's impossible to get the ball away from them. That's why in soccer you have to body them. You have to be physical to take the ball away from them.
Appreciate everybody watching the broadcast. We appreciate everybody that watched yesterday in that dominating win over Rockford. We're probably going to get a much more equal match today. Steel City, the best in the conference in terms of giving up goals besides Charney Yazwo, but they don't score a lot. Only 7. The second worst team in the conference in terms of goals scored, just ahead of Rockford. As the ball goes out of bounds, it's going to be played right now by Justin Darlarge. Just a beautiful day for football. Leo Haro after it. High arching ball. It's last touched by Steel City.
And it doesn't seem like anyone has more possession against the other opponent. Each team is fighting for the ball, and each team has their own possession. So it doesn't seem like any team has more possession than the other team yet.
At the touchline, near the 40, now at midfield. Good hesitation move that time. No look pass, trying to feed it over to Lynch. Steel City after it. Ribbons the closest guy, then cleared straight up. After it is Quintos. Quintos scored the game winner on Thursday in that win over FC Wichita. At the 40-meter, slow-moving ball, played right now by Martins. On the left foot, over to Lynch. Now playing it as Rogalski. Inside the 22-meter, now back to Lynch. Lynch, good move. Lynch with another beautiful move. Great dribbling by Lynch. Falls to the turf, no call. Trying to clear it as Steel City. Great moves that time by Lynch. Look at that, the keeper going all the way up near the 40-meter. As we'll have to get a new ball as it goes into the weeds past us. Are you surprised that the keeper in Rojek came that far up to get the ball, Francisco?
No, I'm not. If you're the only person there, you have to go for it. But he could have caused a penalty, but I thought it was a penalty for Chicago City, but it doesn't seem like the referee thought it was.
Ribbons playing it. Over to the touchline, looking for Aris Mendez. Aris Mendez on his left foot. Not a good kick, though, partner, and an easy pickup by Rojek.
He has to be good with both feet. He might be really good with his right, but he has to be good with his left.
And if you're not good with your left, you got to switch over to the right. You got to get a solid shot on net. But I'm sure that Chicago City did their homework on him, and they want to force him to his left and put him in an uncomfortable spot. Near the 40-meter dashes, picked up by Chicago. Martins with it, past midfield. And sent back to the trailer. D'Argento calls forward and gets it. D'Argento past the 40-meter dashes. Now over to Rogalski. Rogalski, great move by Rogalski, past Morales. Oh, what a move that time by Rogalski out in front. Shot! And it goes a little bit high. Good defense by Steel City, but Francisco, how much longer can Steel City hang on?
Great move from the wide area and a great pass into the center for a beautiful shot. And you think it looks easy on TV, but it is not when you have a goalkeeper of that caliber. Although he's short, he is good.
And it's, you know, playing defense, you got to be willing to block shots and get in the way of them. I know soccer is known as a non-contact sport, but you still have to block shots and use the shin guards to your advantage. Get in the way of them. No shoulder pads, so you'll feel that in the morning when you get hit, but got to get in the way of those shots, Francisco.
Yeah, it is by no means a no-contact sport. You can get hit in the head. I have seen concussions. It is not a no-contact sport.
Past midfield, looking for Rogalski. As Rogalski plays it, tap pass over to midfield. Now over to Martins. Martins with a hesitation move. Morales already got beat by Rogalski a minute ago. Played right now by D'Argento. Slow-moving ball, Francisco. You got to get more velocity on that ball that could have been stolen.
Yeah, Chicago City trying to maintain the possession, but if they do make mistakes like that, Steel City can intercept and get the ball to their half and start maintaining the ball to look for a goal.
Both players going after it. It was a battle between Rogalski and Morales. At midfield, it's played by Morales. His left-footed boot at midfield. It was played that time by Munoz. Now played by Hans Haneka. At the sideline, slow-moving ball. Headed by Lysick, kicked away. Oh, bad decision by Chicago, right in the middle. Block shot by Chicago. But Francisco, you don't clear it up the middle like that.
They were almost penalized. Why would he give it away in front of his own net to a player of that caliber from Steel City? But luckily, he was not penalized.
I mean, at that point, you'd rather give up the corner kick than clear it right up the middle, right to a Steel City player.
Yeah, that's what you would think. But at the moment, they make decisions that they're not thinking of, and they give it away.
Ribbons over to midfield. It's off the foot that time of Schobel. And not a good decision that time, Francisco, but you understand why he did it. He was hoping to get a header, but you got to get more to the left when it's right in the middle like that. Easy for the goalkeeper and Rojek to pick it up.
They try to do chips looking for a header, looking for someone to control it and shoot, but some teams prefer to work the ball up, keep the possession, and find a through ball. But at that time, a chip ball did not work for Steel City.
Between the 40 and the 22, back to the keeper and Rojek. Rojek near the 22. He stops what he was doing and kicks it out to a defender. Now to the touchline. And Juchek near it. Now playing it right now by Finnegan. In between the 22 and the 40. Now played by Chicago. And if you're wondering, the halfway point between the 22-meter and the 40-meter dashes would be 31 meters. It was off the foot of Camacho. Now at midfield, played right now by Finnegan, stolen away by Steel City. Rodrigo Munoz with it. Back over to the 40-meter. Morales calls for it, and his left foot now on the right. Slow-moving ball. And Steel City gets it. Sent over to Lysick. Lysick on his right foot. Lysick with a couple of nice dribbles. Lysick still has it. Trying to slide tackle and does by Ron Brown, and he got the ball, Francisco.
It looked like Lysick was asking for a handball to the referee, but he didn't give to him again.
And we'll get that on replay for you in a second. See if it was a handball. Meanwhile, with it right now is Rogalski. Rossi on his right foot. They've hit the post and the crossbar, everything but the goal. Sending it over to Finnegan. Finnegan on his right foot. Finnegan. Tap kick. Sent over to Martins. Now over to Rogalski. And Rogalski's forced to the sideline, as was last touched that time by Morales. Rogalski over to Lynch on his left foot. Shot a little bit high and over the net, and it'll be a goal kick coming up for Steel City. If you like what we do at Sports Broadcast Solutions, as Francisco gets that instant replay for you, if you like what we do at SBS, go on our website. Go to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. We got 3 packages. Today's package is a semi-gold package, our most popular one with the clients. We also do the silver, the team highlight reels, and the bronze, which is raw footage live stream. Slow-moving ball in between the 40 and the 50. It was played that time by Martins. Now over to Andrew Czech. Near the far touch line, D'Argento takes it. Back to the touch line on his left foot. Slow-moving ball near the 22-meter. Out in front, and almost got ricocheted into the net, but it will be a corner kick coming up for Chicago City SC in the 21st minute. Out in front, Lysick looking to clear. Up in the air, played by Ron Brown. And getting it off the foot, Rojak on the boot. In between the 40 and the 22. Played right now by number 18. I think that's Martins, but we're getting clarification on the live chat. Left-footed kick. Rossi, the intended target. Steel City. With it now is Camacho. Near the far touch line. Played right now by Steel City. Stolen away by Chicago. Right now played by Darlarge. At midfield. Then a tap pass to the 40-meter. Who will play it? Nope, sorry, that's Quintos. And then played that by Martins. Over to Quintos. Past midfield, Rossi on his right foot. So we got a clarification. Linden, who has changed from 8 to 18? Who with it? Off the foot of Czech. And that shot goes wide. Out to the touchline, Steel City with it, booted over to the 22. And then played that time by Ribbons, getting in the way of that passing lane by Darlarge. Last touch by Steel City, throw in coming up. As we appreciate the hard work that Francisco did, we're gonna get that replay for you in a second. I mean, that's huge, partner, if it indeed was a handball.
Yeah, those potential handballs, those... You always think it's a handball when it's not. It's always, I forget the word, but people are always arguing about it, and maybe it was, maybe it's not. I don't know. We'll let the fans decide.
And that's indeed a save that time by Contreras. He's mad at himself there, partner. He'd like to finish that save, corral the ball, avoid the corner, but at this point of the game, the way that Steel City has struggled on offense, you give up one goal today, that might be it. So for Contreras today, just focus on getting saves. The defense will focus on not allowing goals off the corner kicks.
And you just saw a header that went over the bar. Another try from Chicago City that just can't get in the back of the net, and you see why. They haven't scored a lot of goals this season.
Right, Steel City hasn't, but Chicago has, and good job that time by Chicago. But how much of a pressured situation it is for Sebastian Contreras, knowing that his Steel City teammates have only netted 7 goals all season. It's up to Contreras to either get them a 1-0 win or a 0-0 draw.
Mm-hmm.
And does that get to you as a goalkeeper, knowing we're just not very good on offense this year, so I have to play a perfect game to get us wins?
Yeah, it is a lot of pressure on the goalkeeper to make those tight-knit saves because your strikers aren't putting the ball in the back of the net. But if a striker scores 1 goal and you make a great save, you're the hero.
In between the 40 and the 50, it was played that time by Czech. And then a tap kick that time by Quintos. Now played by Rojek. Rojek in the orange. And the goalkeeper for Steel City in the very cool white, black, and red jersey. And that's, of course, sponsored by Ozinga. Off the chest. High arching ball off the foot of D'Argento. D'Argento gets it back. Avoiding the handball was Ribbons. And it's played now by Leo Haro. Over to the touchline, now on his right foot. If they could just score more goals this year, Francisco, Steel City would probably be in the top 4 in the league, but because they've struggled so much offensively, they're in the bottom tier of the Midwest Premier League's Heartland Conference.
Yeah, it looks like Steel City maintains the possession, but they cannot score goals, and that's what's hurting them at the end of the day.
Rojek with it. It's a huge game for Chicago. You'd love to get back into first place, and like I said, if you win, and even if Charny Yazwo plays today, I'm checking their schedule as we talk, but even if they play today, if they lose and a Chicago win, Chicago's in first place. And this is a Chicago team that started the year in the bottom part of the tier, and now they have a chance to win the Heartland Conference. And of course, their Midwest Premier League team, as that pass up in front, shot, just a little bit wide. And the ref blows it dead. It could be a foul against Steel City.
Looks like it is a penalty. I think he pointed to the spot.
Well, you see a body flying. I'm going to watch that on YouTube right now because that's a key call. So it's up in front. Help comes on defense. Yeah, if goalkeeper went right at the legs, that should be a penalty kick. It's just so tough for the goalkeeper here. What do you think, like a 25% chance he makes the save?
Yes, he is not that tall, but let's see if his reflexes help him over his height.
And we saw at a Steel City Charny Yazwo game that Camacho, he had a PK. The original save was made by the goalkeeper, and then Camacho got the rebound and scored. So just because Rossi does not score on the first shot, he could still get the rebound and score. Penalty kick off the post. The second time it's hit the post.
And it looked like the reflexes didn't help the goalkeeper, but God helped the goalkeeper, Meadow helped the goalkeeper, the post helped the goalkeeper.
The best friend of a goalkeeper, the post. Michael Rossi, he's going to be thinking about that in the morning. Off the post on a penalty kick.
You have to make penalties count. If you cannot score with your, from the field, from passing, from possession, you have to make those penalties count, and Chicago City did not.
What a break. Everything is going right for Steel City on the defensive side of the ball. Chicago City has hit the post twice and the crossbar once, and that doesn't include the times they've missed the net entirely. But Chicago back on the attack. You can't say that Steel City has struggled defensively. They've only given up 8 goals all year. That's second in the entire conference. They just can't get that ball in the back of the net. But if they can play a perfect game defensively and score 1 goal, they could squeeze by with a 1-0 win. That goes just wide. Everything working for Contreras right now. But partner, we still got a lot of soccer left to play.
Yeah, it looks like Steel City is defending most of this first half, and Chicago City have pounded them with attack after attack. But the post and great defenders have helped Steel City maintain that 0-0 draw at the moment in this first half.
Corner kick coming up. It's a big one. See what Chicago does here. Straight up in the air. Rossi, the intended target. Rossi trying to keep it in, and it went past the end line. So we're going to show you that potential handball that happened. And I think we have a, here it is. Yep, just avoided his just avoided his hand, but good call that time by Francisco, as it was pretty close, and that would have been huge if it was a handball against Chicago. It would have been a PK awarded for Steel City. So if you're Contreras' partner, it's 0-0, but you do know that the ball's gone past your arms a couple of times. It's gone off the post twice. It's gone off the crossbar. Do you feel confident, or are you a little bit less confident knowing, hey, the ball got past me 3 times, but luckily the crossbar and post was there to help me out?
It's a 50-50. The goalkeeper is confident that he hasn't let the ball in the back of the net, but he has to yell at his defenders to make sure they're paying attention, they're in the zone to avoid the constant attack from Chicago City, because like you said, this loss will not help Steel City at all.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to wonder, too, the fact that it's gone past him 3 times, is his confidence level a little bit lower? Off the back, getting in the way of that is Jake Bosco. So you played soccer for many years, Francisco. How hard does that ball feel when it hits your back?
Not that hard when you're running, but at the end of the day, it does hurt a little bit. When you hit your leg, those shin guards don't help a lot. When those cleats go high, it hurts.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful complex here at Lions for Hope Sports Complex. Off the chest that time of Lysick. Slow-moving ball. Played that time by Carlos Morales over to Lysick on his right foot. Then his left, out in front, no one home. And that's been kind of the story of this game, Francisco. Every time Chicago is on offense, there's 3 guys in the front. I'm not waiting for the ball. Every time Steel City's on offense, it's kind of a blind pass out in front.
Yeah, Steel City haven't taken advantage of their opportunities going forward. But Chicago City, as we've mentioned, have gone attack after attack after attack. But luckily, Steel City has not conceded.
Played right now by the keeper in Contreras. Give you some information on some of these players. Sebastian Contreras from Purdue Northwest, as is played right now by Chicago. Over to the sideline, left-footed boot out in front. Tapped over to Lynch. Lynch's shot block. Good job getting in the way of that. Rossi plays it. Slow-moving ball. Not a good pass that time, Francisco. Easy play by the keeper in Contreras.
Yeah, it looks like Contreras has kept Steel City in the match. And let's hope this maintains a 0-0 draw going to the second half, going into halftime. So Steel City can come together as a team in halftime and try to find a way to score.
Sebastian Contreras, a junior at Purdue University Northwest from Plainfield Central. Played by Rojek. As we'll give you some information about Jacob Rojek in a second. He's from NIU. He's an NIU Husky. 9.92 goals against average. As the line judge puts the flag up. He started against Lindenwood, made a season-high 3 saves back in 2022. Played a total of 123 minutes against Lindenwood. He's from Von Steuben High School, so he's a true Chicagoan. He's an even 6 foot, 175 pounds. And he grew up in Chicago because, you know, when you attend a private school in Chicago, you can live wherever. Von Steuben's a CPS school, as that's headed straight up. Turnaround move, a beauty. Loose ball, getting it is Contreras. It's impressive
what Steel City's been able to do defensively, only 8 goals against. When you look at some of the other teams in the Great Lakes West, West Michigan Bearings with 8 goals against. That's it, as that shot goes wide. Ajax St. Louis, what a season they've had. They've only played in 5 matches. They're a perfect 5-0-0. At Francisco, they've only given up 4 goals. 18 goals for, 4 against.
So it looks like they're doing what Steel City has not been able to do.
Right. They're not giving up goals like Steel City, but they're scoring goals and Steel City isn't.
And that's what Steel City needs to do today.
And then the Great Lakes East, you have a couple of teams that are very good defensively near the 22-meter, played by Rossi. Rossi, good inside move, still with it. Rossi, a lot of playing with it, and then shot and blocked that time by 16. Over to the touchline. Out in front, intended target that time was Jack Finnegan, and played by Contreras. So, we've noted how good Steel City has been defensively. Inter Detroit with just 7 goals against. Thundercats SC with 6 goals against. So you could make the argument, at least on the defensive side of the ball, Steel City is one of the better teams in the entire Midwest Premier League. They just got to find a way to do something offensively, especially today.
They have to maintain possession, find those spaces, find the through balls, and try to put the ball in the back of the net.
And a late change in net. It's actually Sam Price today, not Sebastian Contreras. He was Contreras was originally listed as the starter. Must be an injury to Contreras. We were given the roster a couple days ago. Foul committed by Steel City. And Francisco, if Sam gets the shutout, one could say the price is right. Yuck. Thank you. I'm here till Tuesday. Try the deal. Do you like dad jokes, Francisco?
Yeah, 1 or 2.
Do you like 10,000?
Not 10,000, but I don't know. I guess 1 a day would be nice.
Because I've got 10,000 of them. I've told Raphael about 8,000 of them. Are you a Family Guy fan, Francisco?
I'm a Family Guy fan, yes.
You ever seen the segment, what was it? Yeah, the the running gag, Buzz Killington?
I haven't seen that far into Family Guy, but what I have seen is that Stewie is a funny character.
There's this guy named Buzz Killington, and all he does is say dad jokes.
Oh.
AKA a buzzkill. Gotta watch it. It's pretty funny. Just go on YouTube and search Family Guy Buzz Killington. You'll get a kick out of it.
All right, that's my plan for the afternoon. We'll see you all guys tomorrow.
Could be a 0-0 tie. I mean, at this point, Chicago's hit everything but the net.
Yeah, not a lot has happened, but we still know that Steel City needs this win. But we'll see what happens at the end of the 90 minutes. And it looks like a change is being made.
So we'll get a substitution on the pitch. Some of these guys have played travel soccer together. Has some fun talking to between players. Angel Mendez was a little slight tap on his temple. Free kick awarded for Chicago. If you're just joining us, Chicago's hit the post twice and the crossbar once. Incredible. It has not scored yet. It's 0-0. That's not a typo on your screen. As the ref puts the ball back into play. Headed away. Off the foot. Ribbons after it. Ribbons looking to steal. And Ribbons was kicked from behind accidentally. Free kick awarded. Well, I mean, if you're a Steel City fan, you got to be happy that it's 0-0. This game could easily be 3-0 in favor of Chicago.
Yes, it could. If you're a Steel City fan, you're a great fan of Contreras, who has kept your team in this game.
Over to the touchline. Lysick with it. Lysick on his right foot. Lysick out in front. Good pass. Oh, look at that turnaround move by 16. Looking to steal is Finnegan. Ribbons there to greet him, but Finnegan gets it past him. Now over to who? Over to the 40-meter. Played right now by Lynch. Now over to Rogalski. Double teamed on the touchline out in front. Easy play for Price. We're in the 39th minute. Still no score. As we're getting a nice breeze here in Chicago. Sam Price is a goalkeeper for Macalester College. He's a junior from Lane Tech. He's 6'1". Stolen away by Steel City. They're known as the Macalester Scots. He's a member of the policy debate team. And he was their go-to goalkeeper at Macalester College in 2022. Started in 16 of his 17 appearances. Over 1,400 minutes on the season. Second in the MIAC with a save percentage of 82.5. And he made 7 saves against Bethel on September 28th. Tallied an assist against Hamline on October 1st. He's the academic All-MIAC. And they're going to need him today, Francisco. He might have to give them a clean sheet for Steel City to have any kind of chance of getting back into the standings.
Yes, it looks like Chicago City right now is maintaining the possession, but Contreras has to save Steel City when Chicago City is going on for the attack like they are right now.
Played that time by Cech. Check. Now Who with it. Who, stop and start move. Who with it. Now over to D'Argento. D'Argento to Rogalski inside the 40. Rogalski with a nice move. Morales, good job by Morales. All ball on that slide tackle, but Chicago gets it back. Back over to Lynch. Lynch over to Rogalski. Out in front. Header. Another header. D'Argento with a slow-moving header. It's played that time by Andrew Cech to the touchline. Going over to Finnegan. At the 22, great pass, chance for Chicago, shot, beautiful save by Price. Ball still loose, played right now by Darlarge. And then picked up by Steel City, sent over to the touchline, played over by Aris Mendez. Aris Mendez, slow-moving ball, picked up by Steel City, sent over to the touchline. Trying to get it, and finally does that time by Carlos Morales on his right foot. Off the foot, played by Rogalski. Inside the 40, and a bad move that time by Rodrigo Munoz.
Is it a card? It is a yellow.
I agree. It's a little ticky-tack, partner, because Munoz was clearly going after the ball. He accidentally got foot.
You cannot put your cleats up or you will go to yellow. And this is what Steel City has to avoid. Cards, maybe getting a red card and almost a cross into the box, which could see Steel City conceding a goal, which they cannot concede.
I understand it, though, because what Munoz was probably thinking, if I slide tackle there legally, we get a quick steal, and then if we do a quick counterattack, maybe we can squeeze by with a 2-on-1 mismatch. But that's the problem, is when you slide tackle and you're out of control, cleats up, yellow card against Steel City.
But it was a midfielder, and midfielders can make the sacrifice, but defenders cannot, because being a defender down will hurt you.
Lyndon Hu, the coaching staff led by Charlie Latshaw, trusts Lyndon on this kick. Rossi looks dead tired, a lot of sweat on his jersey. They're going to need him down the stretch. Lyndon Hu, kick, up in the air. Pass Rossi, ball loose, cleared that time by Leo Haro. Left-footed boot to the touchline. They'll try it again, will Chicago. Header, good idea by Ryan Quintos, but just a little bit wide. And after all that, Francisco Avila, it's still 0-0.
Yeah, Steel City has maintained their 0-0 draw. But it cannot end 0-0 draw. As we have said time and time again, they need to score. But there's still 45 minutes left of soccer, plus 2 minutes in this first half. We'll see what happens.
At this point of the season, Steel City needs to win out, and they need some help. They need a win today, and then they need Edgewater, Castle, Chicago House, and Chicago City to start losing matches in a row. Head-to-head's the first tiebreaker. Then playing it and kicking it to Lynch. Booted in front. Another shot that just goes wide. Rossi was the target, off the foot of Rossi. Man, if this were a cat, Sebastian Contreras has 9 lives.
Oh, and it looks like the wind is also on Steel City's side, or it might be the foot of a Chicago City striker.
The lives that Sebastian Contreras has today in terms of surviving with the clean sheet is miraculous. Off the chest. Should be a foul.
Looks like it is a foul, and it is a free kick for Steel City. And it looks like it might be an injury.
Might be, but I don't think he got him that hard, and he's starting to get up. And some soccer fans don't like that, oh, he's flopping. Well, you never know. I mean, sometimes you get the wind knocked out of you. It takes a minute to get back up. But yes, flopping is part of the game.
And some teams use flopping to their advantage. They're winning, they take up minutes. It helps a team.
Right. Played that time by Colin Mackey as he was entered into the match. He did not start today. To Mackey. Mackey! Beautiful save that time by Price. Price with the save of the game. Another corner coming up. We're in the 46th minute.
Looked like it was in, but it was not, and Steel City have survived another all-out attack from Chicago City, and it looks like it is a corner for Chicago City.
Corner coming up for Chicago. That shot off the crossbar. At this point, I think it's going to be a tie. That's now the second time it's gone off the crossbar, 2 off the post. This is incredible.
The post is helping Steel City time and time again. And this helps Steel City because after halftime, they can go to the locker room, get their head straight, and find a way to go past Chicago City's defense and get the ball in the back of the net, which they desperately need.
I mean, all that matters is the final score. It doesn't matter how many more scoring chances that Chicago City has over Steel City. All that matters is the final score. So look, if Steel City gets outshot 10-1, all that matters is that one.
Mm-hmm.
The one that Jacob Brajek didn't save, and the 10 that Sam Price did. And by the way, if it goes off the post or crossbar, that is not registered as a shot on goal. So those are 4 shots that are not shots on goal. Out in front, Rossi the intended target, and that will do it for the first half. Steel City hanging on to a 0-0 tie right now, led by their goalkeeper, Sam Price, and a lot of luck. Will the luck finally go Chicago City's way in the second half? We'll find out, but we got to take a break. You're watching Chicago City against Steel City here on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
So one more time, we're doing a scissors. And then a quick double tap. And accelerating away at pace.
Back to the action at beautiful Lions Row Sports Complex. Kyle Smith alongside Francisco Avila. And it's surprising that it's still 0-0, Francisco, because they've hit the crossbar twice and the post twice, and yet it's still 0-0. It seems like the soccer gods are in favor of Steel City today.
Yeah, I thought we could call the first half Steel City hanging on for dear life. But we won't know what happens next half. Steel City might go all out. They might show a new face and attack a lot and try to find that goal that they desperately need.
Wouldn't that be something if Steel City got outshot outposted, out-crossbarred, if those are even verbs. And after all that, Steel City wins 1-0. We'll find out, but what a game thus far. It's still 0-0.
Yeah, amazing things can happen in soccer. In this past Qatar World Cup, Morocco beat Portugal. They beat Spain. So anything can happen in soccer.
Sure can, partner. Steel City in the blues. Chicago City in the blue, Steel City in the black. Be right back. Raphael, make sure hit the record button. Okay, thank you. You want me to do it right now? Yeah, now it's fine. So it'll be Steel City ball to start the second half as we switch sides in terms of the goalkeepers. Played right now by Steel City's Matthew Rivens. Good rush to start the second half. Corner kick awarded for Steel.
And as you can see, Steel City are going out strong. They're trying to find that goal, Kyle.
They sure are. And like I said, all Steel City's got to do, just find a way to register one goal and have your defense do the rest. That's kind of been the game plan for Steel City all season, as that shot didn't get much on it. And they've only scored 7 goals this year, and really, they haven't scored at all because one of the games they scored 3 against DeKalb County United. So the other 5 games, Francisco, they've only scored 4 total. That is not a good average goal margin.
That is not, but let's see if they can make it 8 or 10 today.
Out in front. I mean, obviously it's hard to score in soccer, but the Midwest Premier League, it's not the premium pre-professional league in all of the Chicagoland area. So it's easier to score goals here than USL 2. Out to the touchline. And now played by Chicago. Inside the 22. Faking the left-footed boot. Inside the 22-meter now. Chip kick. Out in front. Rossi. Just over the crossbar. Boy, oh boy. Keep missing the crossbar. Keep hitting the crossbar. Keep hitting the post. But they can't hit the net yet.
Those headers do not look easy on TV. He tried to steer it to the net, but he steered it just wide of the post.
All right. I'll get you another one. Past the 40-meter, played by Chicago. Now with it is Justin Darlarge. Back to the keeper and Rojek. And played by Quintos. Now past midfield. Bosco near it. Now playing it is Lynch. Stops it with his right foot. Playing it back to the touchline. Inside the 22. Good move. Chance for Chicago. But just ran out of room, and Sam Price gets in the way of that pass.
Looks like Sam Price is saving Steel City again, and Chicago City found that wing, tried to score, but could not get past Price.
Steel City with it in their own territory. It's played by Camacho. Now inside their own 22. In the 49th minute, still no score between Steel City and Chicago City. Kicked over to the midway line. Inside the 40-meter. It's played by Angel Arismendez. Now past midfield. Played that time by Arismendez. Between the 40 and the 50. Past the 50, left-footed boot. Getting it was Chicago. Stop and start move that time by Arismendez on his right foot. Tapped over. Changes directions. Now played over that time to Leo Harrell. To the 22, stop and start move. Now out in front, header, try, and it just a little bit wide. Good setup by Steel City that time, partner. Their best chance of the night, but just a little bit too high on the header.
Beautiful cross, a great header, but just wide on top of the post, over the post. And it's still Steel City maintains a 0-0 draw against Chicago City. But they need a goal, as we've mentioned time and time again.
Sam Price working on the clean sheet alongside the opposing goalkeeper and Jacob Rojek. Why did Sam Price choose Macalester College? He chose Macalester because it checked the elite liberal arts box academically. It's located in a big and vibrant city geographically, and the highly competitive soccer program. Additionally, the generous academic merit was a convincing tiebreaker when compared to other schools that didn't offer that type of aid. His experience has meant finding lifelong friends, new interests, and the direction he's liked his career to go. And he likes to yell squeeze a lot from the box. If you're wondering where Macalester College is, it's in St. Paul, Minnesota. Of course, the capital of Minnesota.
He likes to yell squeeze it, and I like to yell, oh no, when my phone has no battery.
Well, bring the charger with you, silly goose. That's one thing you should always have. Is you should always have two chargers, one for your car and one for your house. It's not a good excuse to say, oh, I was driving on the way here and my phone died. Well, did you charge it while you were driving here, silly goose?
Some people have 2 phones. Some people have 3 phones. That I'm really surprised with.
Well, if you have more than one phone, one of those might be a burner, and we might have to look at you both socially and ethically. Not that that's wrong to having a burner, but sometimes when you have a burner phone, it's not for the best reasons. Meanwhile, played right now by Camacho. He was guarded somewhat closely by D'Argento. Well, Steel City would take the tie, but it doesn't really help them, partner. They really need the win. Chicago City could certainly use the win. If they win, then they would be above Charny Yazwo. We are in the 52nd minute. It's officially 51:35 on our clock, and we started right on time.
Looks like another collision, and a Chicago City player might be hurt.
It is now 51:46 on our clock.
Looks like he is getting up again, and as the saying goes, no pain, no gain.
That's true. It would be kind of disheartening if Chicago were to fall to a 0-0 draw. It almost feels like a loss, the way they've outplayed Steel City today. But give credit to the Steel City defense. They have a new head coach. Makwazi is in Africa. Nigel Dillard filling in for him, doing a nice job. Lead pass. I don't know about that decision to shoot there. It was from a tough angle, and he had some room to stop the ball and try to set up one more pass and then shoot it on net.
But this 0-0 draw might feel like a loss, might feel like a victory for Steel City, considering that they have not scored many goals, but their defense has been on point.
Back over to the goalkeeper and Sam Price. Somewhat of a hot day here in Chicago on the west side of the city. Bryce on the goal kick. Really nice boot. In between the 40-meter and the 22. It's a 100-meter pitch That ball went all the way to the 31-meter mark.
Today it might be sunny and hot, but tomorrow might be rainy and cold. You never know in the windy city of Chicago.
True. Throw in. Played right now by 7. That's probably Joey Martin's. Now over to the touchline. Now played by Steel City. Nigel Dillard is listed as number 21 on the roster. As the ball now goes near midfield. Picked up by Chicago. Tap kick as it's sent over to D'Argento. Near the 40-meter, D'Argento with a nice play. Towel played right now by Svetanov. And now over to the far touchline.
And those final mistakes in passing from Chicago City has helped Steel City, but can they take advantage in maintaining that possession to find that goal?
Out past midfield. After it was Chicago's Ryan Quintos. Ryan Quintos from Chicago Fire Academy. He's from Top Drawer as well as MLS 2. Initialize, god damn it. Yeah, I don't know. Just keep going. Off the foot. As was played that time by Schobel. Over to Haro. Left-footed boot. Played that time by Munoz. Munoz setting it up to 16. Iniguez with it. Iniguez on the touchline. Out in front. Header by Haneka. Off his head. Out to the touchline. Played now by Munoz. Munoz, and it's tapped out that time by Chicago. Quintos is the Wisconsin commit, class of 2022. He's a defender. Inside the 40-meter, ill-advised shot, goes very wide, and not a great decision that time, Francisco. Easy goal kick coming up for Chicago City SC.
Yeah, they cannot get desperate this early in the second half, trying to find shots from really far away from the goal. They have to stay compact, stay united, and keep that possession.
Over to the touchline, Chicago with it now. In between the 40 and the 22. Past the 40, Chicago with it. Kicked, and it goes wide. After it was Rojak, did not touch it. There will be a soccer match coming up after this. We're in the 57th minute, still no score. It's been a fun one here in Chicago, as Chicago has just not had as many opportunities offensively since the 48th minute. Inside the 40-meter. It's played right now by Darlarge. Darlarge kicked over, sent over to Svetanov. Svetanov inside the 22 on his right foot. Shot, easy save by Price. Loose ball briefly, and Price hangs on.
Looked like an easy shot to save from Chicago City, but it looked like he almost dropped it and could have been horrible for Steel City.
It would have been the game. I don't see Steel City evening the score. And that's an ill-advised play by Chicago. Might be a yellow card. See what the ref says. If you're Chicago, got to avoid yellow cards. You do not want to put Steel City in a position where they've got an easy chance at coming back into this match. Easy way for Steel City to get back in the match. Yellow cards and red cards. Ribbons around the fallen player. Now past midfield. Tapped over from Schobel's foot.
Now near the far touchline. Sent over from Haneka's foot. Haneka, the intended target, going after it, looking for the card.
It has to be a penalty.
Francisco's going to get that on replay for us. I'm going to watch that right now. My goodness, controversy galore here in Chicago. So here's the lead pass off the touchline. Yeah, that's a foul. That should have been a penalty kick. He got all feet. It was in the box. Break for Chicago, but then again, they deserve at least one break. Everything's gone right for Steel City. And look, for Steel City to rely on one call to win a game, that's just asking too much of your defense and too much of your goalkeeper. You got to be able to find more consistency on offense. Should there have been a PK? It kind of looks like it, but considering that it's only a 0-0 game because of how many times Chicago's hit the crossbar and the post, they even hit the post on a penalty kick. I mean, everything's gone right for Steel City today to maintain this 0-0 tie. Booted to the middle, off the foot. At midfield, it was played by Iniguez, and then tapped over. Darlarge with it. Darlarge on his right foot, then played over to the left. And then sent over to 7. As Price got in the way, that time is Fetinoff. A lot of contact, but no call. In the 61st minute, still no score. Played right now by Camacho. Left-footed boot looking for Aris Mendez. Aris Mendez on his right foot. Aris Mendez inside the 22. Aris Mendez still with it. Partially blocked. Kicked away by Ron Brown. If you're wondering, some of the best goal scorers coming into the Charny-Yazwo game were Jake Lysick with 2 goals and an assist, Hans Haneke, 3 goals and an assist. Nigel Dillard, one of the reasons he's the head coach is that's a lead pass. Good pass. It was a sent over to Mackey out in front, kicked away by Lysick, then played over to Camacho, now to the touchline. And they've actually changed the co-captains. Matthew Ribbons lost his co-captaincy. It's now Rodrigo Munoz and Jake Lysick. Played by Ribbons. Over to the touchline to Iniguez on his right foot. Iniguez fakes the shot. Now played by Harrell. Ribbons, his right-footed kick to the touchline. Haneke, nope, sorry, that's 24, not on the roster. Still with it. Out in front, waiting for the call from the ref. As Rodchak has to drop it. Corner kick awarded for Steel City. In the 63rd minute, still no score as the trainer goes on the pitch. Thank you. Do you have the other one? Yeah, sure. Okay. Hope he's going to be okay, Francisco.
You hate to see this in soccer, but it happens. Let's hope he recovers from this.
And getting in the way of that was Rojek. Underhand pass, sends it over to Justin Darlarge. His left-footed boot. Past the 40, sending it over to Martins. Martins, step over move. Martins with it. Over to Svetnov. Svetnov. And then back over that time to Darlarge. Darlarge out in front, setting it up to D'Argento. Off the body. Kick straight up. It was off the foot that time of Munoz. At midfield, still a 0-0 game played by Brown. And blown dead by the nearest ref.
Looks like a fight. You never want to see this either, Kyle.
Just some pushing and shoving.
Looks like it's escalating. You never want to see this.
It might be time to consider red cards, but look, refs want to be consistent. You never want to consider the score, but it does factor into reffing. Calling a red card in a 0-0 game, you have to eject someone, so it changes the entire complexion of the game. But if it is a red card, you have to call it. But the problem is if both players are pushing and shoving, then it's supposed to be an equal call, so you'd have to call a red card on both teams. So why would you want 10-on-10 soccer? Just keep it 11-on-11, issue yellow cards instead. But obviously if punches are thrown, then you'd have to issue a red card for each player.
Fans also don't like if a referee gives a red card to one team and not to another when they deserve it. Fans don't appreciate that either, so the referee is always in a tight spot when these type of situations happen.
That's why coaches always tell soccer players, just don't retaliate. It's always the second offense, not the first one that the refs find. Just don't retaliate, just walk away. But yeah, you're right. If you get punched in the face and the ref misses it, and you punch back, you shouldn't have punched back in the second place because two wrongs don't make a right, but yes, both players should in theory get red cards if that were to happen. But I don't think we're going to see punches thrown today. Be very rare to see that. You got to give credit to Nigel Dillard. He wasn't the head coach to start the year. They played fabulous defense, a lot of breaks too that went their way, but they've been fabulous defensively in the second half. What have you seen defensively in the second half that they've done better this half than the previous half?
I think Steel City has been very consistent in their defense, avoiding goals and attacking when they need to, but they need to find that goal. But for also Chicago City, they've done very great defensively and have also attacked. So it seems that both teams are tight, and it's why this game remains 0-0. But let's see if someone scores. But it doesn't seem like that will happen. But Kyle, if you want to see some punches, let's watch UFC after this.
Hanika pleading his case. That's getting a little chippy out there on the pitch. And Alex Svetnov is actually the goalkeeper for Chicago City, not Jacob Rojek. Alex Svetnov is the goalkeeper at Louisville as it's over to the touchline. Working on a 0-0 clean sheet. Kicked over, headed away. Inside the 22. Played by who? And then a tap kick out in front. Looking for Darlarge and gets it to him. Darlarge on his right foot. Darlarge sending it over that time to Mackey out in front off the foot of Mackey. Fakes the shot. Out in front. On the left foot. And it's off the foot. Looking forward is Lynch. Can Lynch keep it in? He can't. As it will be Justin Darlarge to take the throw-in. Off the chest. And kicked out that time by Chicago. It'll be a throw-in awarded for Steele. Over that time, it was sent to Leo Haro out at midfield, kicked forward, behind him, played right now by Joey Martins at the touch line, then looking forward, getting it over to Hu, as Hu will play on his left. Too much on it, no one home, not a good kick that time, Francisco.
Beautiful through ball, but that cross just did not work out for Chicago City. And let's see if Steel City can take advantage on the counterattack.
Right, I mean, just when you're that close to the goal, Francisco, just barely put anything on it, get some top spin, just keep that ball in the air, get some hang time, let your forward, your big forwards, try to head that into the back of the net. We haven't seen a lot of Michael Rossi this half. In fact, he might have gotten a substitution. I haven't seen him lately, no 42. He looked pretty dead tired in that first half. Well, Sam Price, he's been good, Francisco, but he can also thank his lucky stars that the soccer gods, they were on his side today. 2 crossbars and 2 posts, and that's why it's still 0-0.
Let's see if the soccer gods are also on the forward side. Let's see if they can get a goal before this game is over. 30 or 40 minutes left in this game. Let's see what happens.
Throw in coming up. And it was last touched that time by Steel City. In the 72nd minute, Darlarge taking the throw-in. With the overhead pass, you'd like to get something on it. A little tap throw-in. Steel City trying to steal. After at that time was 7. And then tapped over. Chicago with it. Now past the 40-meter dashes. Lynch with it. Steel City steals. Steel City with the lesser record than Chicago. And if the visiting team wins today, Francisco, one could say they stole a win. Sam Price will take that one. In the 72nd minute, over to the touchline. Looking to steal is 7. Iniguez with it. Iniguez pass midfield. Played right now by Ribbons. Ribbons with it. Ribbons out in front, off the foot. Ribbons gets it back. Right-footed pass in between the 40 and the 22. Played by Hineka. No-look pass. Reading it is Chicago. And now here comes Chicago past the 40-meter mark. Tap kick. Looking for it was 24 at the touchline. And then sent over to the far touchline. Off the foot at the 40-meter. Tap back near the 22. Looking for Iniguez. Sent over to the near touchline. Iniguez with it past midfield. Now past the 40. Iniguez with it. Getting closer to the 22. Great move that time by Iniguez, Francisco.
You love to see that flair. You love to see that style in soccer. Let's see if Steel City can use it to their advantage.
Great moves that time, but losing meters actually away from the net. Crosser in front. Didn't get much on it. Might be a handball, and the ref agrees.
The shot did not work out for Steel City, but the hand of Chicago City did, and it's a free kick for Steel City.
And now the pressure is on Svetnov. The freshman from Crown Point, Indiana, 193 pounds, 6'2" goalkeeper. Excellent size for the position. He was the 184th player ranked nationally in the 2021 class by Top Drawer Soccer. He signed an academy contract with Indy 11 in 2020. He was a member of the USL Championship side for 3 years. He also played for the Indiana Fire Academy, where he helped them to the 2021 USL Academy playoffs in Tampa, Florida. He was named the Golden Gloves winner during the tournament. He'd like to play professional soccer once his collegiate career is over. Favorite all-time athlete, Kobe Bryant. Favorite team, Manchester United. Favorite TV show is Ozark. He enjoys playing golf and going fishing. His major is accounting. And his parents are Kathy and Joe. Camacho on the free kick. Ref's not ready. It's a big wall in front, partner.
Let's see if Camacho can take it to take this goal for his team and put Steel City in front.
We've seen Camacho capitalize before. Shot. It's a goal for Camacho! Unreal! Steel City could steal a win today.
I thought my throat wouldn't hurt, but that was a golazo. A fantastic strike from a free kick, and maybe the impossible can happen in this game, and Steel City might run away with the win if they can maintain their defensive dominance like they have this whole season.
Wow, it's impressive. The defense has been there for Steel City today, and when they really, really needed it, they got the goal. 1-0, and Chicago looks a little shell-shocked right now, partner, but they played a little lackadaisical in the second half. Just not as many shot attempts, and they had so many opportunities in the first half they couldn't capitalize, and now it's time to hunker down if you're Chicago and find a way to at least get 1 point tonight.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many shots you have. It matters how many goals go in the back of the net. That gets you the 3 points, and maybe Steel City can run away with it today.
Camacho with an unreal goal. We've seen him do that countless times at Dulian Healthcare Field, and he does it tonight when they need him the most. The free kick off the handball. It sure looked like a handball. We're going to get that on replay for you folks, but they call the handball. Camacho makes them pay, and that's the difference, partner. Like, if Chicago City wants to win the Midwest Premier League, you got to capitalize. I know it's tough to score on PKs. Shouldn't be that tough, but it can be tough. It can be pressure-filled for the offensive player. Got to score, though. You got to score in those PKs. You can't be hitting the post twice. Can't be hitting the crossbar twice, and there's a good chance that Steel City squeezes by with 3 points today.
Yeah, they have to keep their mentality in those penalties. They have to be precise when they get those opportunities, and when you don't, you get punished. And that is what Chicago City happened to them, and they got punished by a fantastic goal.
Well, still have plenty of time in this soccer match. We're in the 78th minute, 77 directly on the clock. Corner kick for Chicago. Header. You always wonder when you beat a team the previous day 11-1, did you have anything left in the tank offensively? Chicago had it in the tank today. They just missed. Missed the net high, wide, off the post, off the crossbar. They had their opportunities. It wasn't a bad game by them today, Francisco. It just wasn't a great game by Chicago either.
Yeah, you can have the shots, you can have the possession, you can outmaneuver your opponent, but if you don't score, it doesn't matter. And Steel City scored, and they might run away with this. They might steal the game from Chicago City.
Out in front. Shot, block, nice block. Another try, volley kick, another block. Out in front, cleared by Steel City. Chicago still with it, though. Good hesitation move, that time by Rogalski. Fakes the shot near the 22-meter mark. Getting closer into Steel City's territory. Another corner kick awarded for Chicago in the 79th minute. Time slightly running out right now for Chicago. If you're just joining us, Chicago has hit the crossbar twice, the post twice. Steel City scored on a free kick. Chicago had a penalty kick, one off the post. Rossi played the first half. They substituted him out. They no longer have the size, although Ron Brown has some decent size as well. Headed away by Steel City, kicked. Forward that time by Chicago. A Steel City team that is directly 500, right into the breadbasket that time of Price. He falls to the turf. It was off the foot of Rodriguez. Just not going Chicago's way right now. And right into the breadbasket of Svetnov. Lead kick, looking for the offside call. Shot, good save by Price. Loose ball, past the foot of Rodriguez, over to Morales. The ref puts the flag up in the air. Throw-in awarded for Chicago. Throw-in. It was over to Martins. Out in front. No look kick. Ball loose. Kicked away by Steel City. It's kicked out. It's out of play. We'll have to get another soccer ball. We're in the 81st minute. Still 1-0 lead for Steel City. Headed away that time by Steel City. Off the chest. Kicked forward. Henika calls for it. Henika off his head. Henika still with it. Up in the air. And he was trying to get over the head of Svetnov.
Kyle, he tried the beauty, but the beauty did not work for him.
Yep, tried to do that little chip kick, but he had help over the top behind him to get a piece of that ball.
And it looks like this goal has given Steel City the confidence, and now it's Chicago City for the first time in the game who are scrambling to find a shot, find the goal.
Right. Throwing for Chicago, it'll be Justin Darlarge. Darlarge on his foot. Left-footed boot at the 31-meter part of the pitch. Off the head of Henika. Now played by Ryan Quintos. Quintos on his right foot. Quintos booted forward to the far touchline. Out at midfield. Played right now by Chicago. Off the foot of Rogalski. We talked about him a lot in the first half. He's been shut down mostly in the second half. Past midfield, up in the air, headed away. Looking for it that time is Quintos. Henika with it off his foot. Henika after it. Henika on his left. Chance for Henika. Shot. Good save that time by Svetnov. Would have been the game-winning goal if Henika had scored. And the intensity has risen for Steel City. And for Chicago, they just don't look as intense on offense as we saw in that first half.
Yeah, this goal, as we said before, has given the confidence booster to Steel City. And it looks like they're on the hot seat. Counterattacks, finding those shots, almost getting that second, and it looks like Chicago City are the ones dragging back, trying to be defensive and trying to maintain possession, because it's been all Steel City at the end part of the second half. Let's see if they can get another with this corner.
And for Steel City, Francisco, you can also waste time. I mean, you want to be aggressive, but you don't have to be overly aggressive. You can play a little monkey in the middle, try to keep the ball deep, as that shot off the fingertips of Svetnov. Another corner kick, if it goes out of play, just barely goes to the sideline, and it will be just a regular throw-in.
But in the time of the match, some teams take advantage of these throw-ins and make them seem like they are corners, putting all the power from their arms to try to find the tall forwards and find a header.
They're gonna
Oh, it is a corner.
If they're gonna say it went past the end line before. Oh, I see. See there's two corner flags. That's how I got confused. So the first one's actually the corner flag. I saw the ball go to the other corner flag.
And for me, the sun does not help.
No, well. So I was right the first time. Come on, ref. Why are you putting 2 corner flags for the commentators? You're confusing us. 84:04 on the clock. In the 85th minute, how about this? Steel City's been outplayed most of the match, but all that matters is the score. And an ill-advised handball. It was accidental, but regardless, it's a handball. The free kick, Camacho capitalized past the keeper and Svetanov. After all that, Steel City could win this match.
They could steal the match away from Chicago City, and it would be something no one ever thought could happen. Steel City has been dragging back, trying to be defensive in the first half, but this half they have been going all out attacking. Got that goal from a free kick, and maybe they could get a goal right now.
Header right into the hands that time of the goalkeeper Svetanov. In the 85th minute, 1-0 lead. Headed, kicked forward that time by Colin Mackey. On it is Price. Don't go anywhere. The post-game show brought to you by SBS. Feel free to go on the chat. Let us know who you want from Chicago City in the post-game show.
I know who I want, Price or Camacho.
Well, they didn't pay for it, so it's got to be Chicago.
Darn it.
If Evaldo's watching and he wants to Venmo $50, we'll no, I'm just joking. No, Chicago paid for it. It's got to be them. So who do you want from Chicago City?
I don't know if anyone from Chicago City deserves this post game.
You can't say that on the air. No, you're probably right, though. I mean, no, the first half, Chicago clearly outplayed them. But the second half, they kind of went in the motions, it seemed like. Not as much intensity on offense. Steel City took it to them. Free kick coming up, by the way.
Okay,
Camacho again.
If I had to give it to someone, I'd give it to a forward. They worked really hard in the first half. They put Price on a lot of pressure. I think I'd give it to a forward.
Well, the list of forwards that you could pick would be Rossi, Rogalski, and maybe D'Argento. I mean, Rossi was that close, quarter of an inch to the left. He would have scored on the penalty kick, so they at least would have gotten the 1 point tonight. But he did get taken out of the match. We don't know why. Maybe it's conditioning. He looked pretty tired. That would be my pick. But then again, you didn't score on the PK, and it's usually easier for the offensive player to score than the goalkeeper is to block the ball from going into the back of the net. But that'd be my choice, either Rogalski or Rossi. But, I mean, you're right. I mean, Steel City outplayed them, Camacho or Price. And at SBS, we like to do the 3 stars of the match. So if I had to do the 3 stars, the number 1 star, Price, number 2, Camacho, and then number 3, Rossi. Anybody that you would name that's different from those 3 stars?
I think I do the same. I do Camacho, Price, and this SBS crew.
So nobody from Chicago City?
All right, I'll give it to Chicago City. I'll give it to Rossi.
Yeah, Ryan Quintos. We appreciate Christian Baumgartner watching. Ryan Quintos had a good game, but we already did him for he's on the USL2 team, so we already interviewed Ryan Quintos. If you want to watch that interview, go on our YouTube channel. Watch the post-game interview with Ryan Quintos.
Looks like a foul for Steel City, and it looks like he fell, and it looks like he was doing what we thought would happen, trying to waste time, trying to take away momentum from Chicago City, who are trying to find this draw.
Big win for Steel City. This one hurts if you're a Chicago City fan. And Nika, the intended target. But you know what? Chicago has nobody to blame but themselves. You're just not going to win many matches when you hit the crossbar twice and the post twice.
Soccer gods weren't on their side today. They played hard the first half, but if you want to be great in soccer, it's got to be an always thing, not a sometimes thing. You can't give us 45 minutes of great minutes and then 40 minutes of meh. You got to be great the entire time, and give credit to Steel City where credit is due. They took it to them in the second half. They also had Price at goalkeeper today. He was slightly better than Svetnov. It's tough to stop a shot on a free kick 20 yards away from the net. Don't get me wrong. But Price made the saves. Svetnov didn't. Price also had the friendly crossbar and post today. But we still have some time. We're here in the 89th minute.
Yeah, let's see how much extra time the referee gives, and maybe that can put Chicago City back in with the draw. We'll see what happens.
Another corner kick awarded for Chicago City.
And it looks like the goalkeeper is going for it.
Yep, they're going to bring Svetnov off. Kicked, and just a little wide. It was off the foot that time of Martins. And Rojek, he has to go back to his net. If they were down 2-0, he'd probably just stay up because giving up a goal when you're down 2-0 doesn't matter anymore. But down 1-0, there's still a chance if you make the save and you boot it forward, you can tie this one 1-1. So he has to go back into his own net. And then once Chicago gets a counterattack past midfield, then if Rojek wants, Svetnov, if he wants to cheat up, he could again.
You don't see it happen a lot, but Chicago City are trying to get that draw to foil the upset that Steel City might have.
Right. I mean, like I said, they're only 2 points behind Charny Yazwo. So if you get the tie, you're only a point back. If you lose, you're still the full 2 points back. Does the point matter? I mean, yes, every point matters. But they really needed the win today, and they should have had it.
Luck was not on their side. The soccer gods were not on their side.
But at the same time, work on your accuracy in practice. There's no reason why, for a Chicago team that's played excellent soccer for much of the Midwest Premier League season, out in front, deflected by Chicago, there's no reason why you should be hitting the crossbar and post 4 times total. I hate to make the analogy to other sports, but it's never good that Cody Parkey hit the uprights 4 times in a football game. There's luck, there's bad things going your way that are hard to avoid, and then there's just being inaccurate. And for Chicago, a little bit was being inaccurate today. Especially the PK. I mean, there's nobody in front of you, no chance of a block shot. That's got to go in. Can't hit the post on a PK.
In PKs, it's all about mentality. You have to have your head straight, not let any of the noise bother you, and be precise. And in this match, Chicago City's forwards were not precise.
Steel City took it to them. It's a tough one for Chicago. They're also at home. What's the old saying? You'd like to go 500 or 560 winning percentage on the road, and then 700 or better at home. Win all your games at home and go 500 or better on the road. So that's what when you're at home, when you lose these matches, for some of these players, it hurts more than if you were to lose this match on the road. Upcoming schedule for both teams on the Midwest Premier League website. At header, good save by Price. Huge save. Chicago can't believe it.
Chicago City are taking it to Steel City till the very end, but Price, number 1 of our 3 stars, and he is showing why he is the number 1 of our 3 stars here.
Ron Brown, and player for Steel City on the pitch, a little bit injured, holding his back.
It looks like that might be it, a 1-0 win for Steel City. Do you think that's how it's going to end, Kyle?
We're in the 93rd minute, because even if the ref wanted to give them a couple extra minutes, all Steel City is going to do is play keep away. So, but I think they'll give them one more free kick, and then if Steel City wants to just kick it out of bounds or kick it up, that would do it. And, Chicago City, the last 5 minutes, that can have fantastic first half by Chicago. Besides the accuracy. The accuracy was a C-. The intensity was an A+. The second half,
The accuracy, the passing was better, limited shots, but the intensity was like a C+, a C-. And for Steel City, knowing that all they had to do was score one, and they picked up the intensity, better passes, quicker passes. They took advantage of a handball. Camacho with a fabulous shot, past Svetnov, and it's most likely going to be a 1-0 win for Steel City today. And it's a huge win for Steel City. They deserve it. Chicago, just go back to the game film, practice a little bit harder on those shots, get them into the back of net, and they should be able to finish first or second place in the Midwest Premier League. But they really wanted that win today. They would have been back in first if they had won today. But looks like they're going to lose 1-0.
Yeah, credit to Steel City. They didn't let the constant attack, the constant pressure in the first half from Chicago City hurt their confidence. They came back strong in the second half, and that goal shows why they deserve the win.
Some upcoming matches on Midwest Premier League Soccer. Charney Yazwo will play Berber on July 15th. Chicago House will play Edgewater Castle. They're hosting Edgewater Castle. Steel City at home to Bavarian Soccer Club. We'll be there for that one. And then how about this? Yazwo against Chicago City. For number 1 versus number 2 could most likely be the standings then. That's why this match was so big for Chicago City. RWB Adria then plays Chicago City on the 22nd. So, wait, that can't be right. I think there's a misprint here because I see July 20th, unless they're going to do split squad Chicago City games. Anyways, that'll do it for the match. Steel City wins 1-0. Brandon Camacho with the only goal of the match. Sam Price with the clean sheet. Svetnov, he did not have to do a lot today, partner. He did make some key saves. Sam Price was better, including some big-time saves. The header at the end of the match, the save right before the first half ended. A 1-0 win for Steel City and a heartbreaking loss for Chicago City.
The inaccuracy cost Chicago City, and the beautiful goal gave Steel City the win.
Oh, I thought I heard 3 whistles.
I guess it was 1 whistle, and we still have a couple seconds left to play in this match.
I thought I heard. Didn't you hear 3 whistles?
You never know. You never know in soccer. Maybe it was a fan blowing a whistle, and it confuses us broadcasters.
Okay. I thought I heard 3 whistles. Okay, well, we're still playing soccer. I swear I thought I heard 3 whistles. There we go. Okay, now it's done. All right, 3 whistles. Are we sure this time? We're sure. Okay. Because I was like, we were in the 95th minute when I thought I heard 3 whistles. That's usually when they call it Midwest Premier League. So I do apologize for that. But now it's officially over. Steel City wins 1-0. Don't go anywhere. Post-game show coming up next. Most likely going to be Michael Rossi or Michael Rogalski in the post-game show. 1-0 win. Tough loss for Chicago. They're going to have to try to win on the 22nd against Charney Yazwo. So for our excellent crew, for Rafael Gonzalez, Francisco Vila, I'm Kyle Smith signing off. Post-game show coming up next on SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone.
Oh, they want Ryan Quintos.
Yeah, we already did him, though. Can't do it again. Which game is this? I don't know. Screw this shit. I don't need any of this shit. Fuck it. Let's play. We don't need that shit.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. Other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, We also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Ever since I was a little kid, I've been interested in the ideas of justice and fairness and equality. That's why I became a lawyer. I have the opportunity to advance these ideals. Now more than ever in our world, it is important that we highlight these issues. It's important that we fight for these issues. And my clients know that Keating Law Offices will not just fight for them, but they will fight for these ideals.
Hi, I'm Sean Rugstad, Caldwell Banker Realty. I'm out of the Glenview, Illinois office. I left Caldwell Banker a time of transition, thinking that the grass was greener on the other side. I was gone for 2 years and I realized right away I had made a mistake. I love the culture of Caldwell Banker. It's built around the agents. That's something that I felt I was missing before. They promote success by everybody working together. Everybody can network. Everything about the company is the best.
We have always focused on providing great tasting meals that are meant to be shared without sacrificing value and quality. Our proudest moments were when we'd gather everyone around and share my abuela's tamales alongside family, friends, and coworkers.
Todo esté práctico y rápido para que la gente en cuanto llegue pues tenga su comida lista. No más es calentar.
From all of us at Del Real Foods, thank you for letting us be a part of your table.